White House correspondent Kevin Corke is live from West Palm Beach, Florida, near the president's Mar-a-Lago estate. And Kevin, more presidential tweets and yet another staff change. What can you tell us?
Okay, well, let's put it this way, Arthel. It doesn't quite rise to the level of the other departures that you and I have been talking about for quite some time, but I do think it's notable nonetheless, and this has to deal with the president's legal team. You heard Eric mention it in the open. Joe DiGenova is a guy who has a great reputation in Washington. It's considered a bit of a bulldog attorney. He was going to join the president's legal team in the Mueller probe. Well, he is now not going to be on that team. Neither will his wife, who is also quite the accomplished attorney. In fact, we have a statement from Jay Sekulow, who is telling us all about why Joe DiGenova and Victoria Toensing will not be on the president's team. It reads this way: the president is disappointed that conflicts prevent Joe DiGenova and Victoria Toensing from joining the president's special counsel legal team. However, it goes on to say, those conflicts do not prevent them from assisting the president in other legal matters. And here's the most important part: the president looks forward to working with them. Now, of course, this and a pair of tweets this morning about the president's legal team. Let me take you to his favorite social media site. Apparently, it has to be Twitter, I would say. President tweeting this: many lawyers and top law firms want to represent me in the Russia case. Don't believe the fake news narrative that it's hard to find a lawyer who wants to take this on. Fame and fortune will never be turned down by a lawyer, though some are conflicted. Problem is that a new lawyer or law firm, it goes on to say, will take months to get up to speed. If for no other reason, then they can bill more. Ouch, there's a shot. Which is unfair to our great country. And he goes on to conclude, I am very happy with my existing team. Besides, there was no collusion with Russia, except by crooked Hillary and the Dems. Now, all this is happening, of course, Arthel, amid a number of high-level departures from the administration, including the president's Secretary of State, his national security advisor, and his chief economic advisor as well. We've been following this, and it's just kind of interesting how all the big names kind of cycle in and cycle out. However, I can add this: White House officials insist change doesn't mean chaos, and for that matter, they tell us that the president doesn't mind. He likes having competing voices on his team. But there are others out there who say they're not so sure this is a good way to lead.
This chaos is not the way you run an organization. But with this president, I think he thrives on chaos. Maybe that's the way to run a reality TV show. It's not the way to run the greatest country in the world.
From the Old Dominion there, Mark Warner, a man who has been consistently critical of the president and his style of leadership, Arthel.
Hey, Kevin, let's talk more about Russia. There is also word that President Trump may expel Russian envoys over that chemical attack in the UK. Tell us more about that.
Well, yesterday, you may recall, we shared just a couple of statements, both from the State Department and the White House, and they're really basically mirror statements here, Arthel. What they're essentially saying is we stand in support of the UK. We join them in their criticism of Russia, but they're also a bit cryptic about exactly what that would mean long term. Does that exactly mean expulsions of several diplomats from Russia? That's the rumor, but we haven't got that nailed down yet because neither the White House nor the State Department is saying definitively they will do that. Of course, we'll keep an eye on it for you, but for now, back to you.
Absolutely. Kevin Corke, thank you.